So that's why I was so upset, because I was working on my bachelor's in healthcare management, and I had to stop that for this class, because like I said, they had approached me with this information. But yeah, now to go on to when I did get my little $600 refund, I just left, because I was like, you're not going to work me for free. And I meant that. When you're dealing with clients that you have to change their diapers, you have to bathe them, you have to feed them, it is a tiring job. And no one should ever be not paid to do that. If that's not the field that you want to be in, and you don't want to get your hands dirty, you don't want to, touch people as far as you think you're too good to touch them or clean them, that's not the field for you. Because I've been on jobs, I done been even dealing with babies and I got pooped on. Yeah, good. I had like a tank under there. I had to take the scrub off. I had a tank to be able to go wash it under the scrub. But I got pooped on by kids. You can get pooped on by grown-ups. If you're in this field of taking care, you are a caretaker for kids or either adults. That's why you have to have a heart for that, or it's not going to work. So I was getting my little $600, and I was like, man, I'm going to trust God some kind of way. We gone. Me and my baby gone. And I had got a ticket and went to Fort Worth. And I was like, okay, this right here. Yeah. I took a bus to Fort Worth. Okay, so we stayed around the bus terminal for some days until somebody realized, hey, they ain't catching no bus. They're really up in here, even though they had other stuff going on in there. But, they knew. Then they sent somebody in there asking me about going to a shelter and this and that. So I was like, okay. And then I was between 3 different shelters. Well, one was I started off at the Salvation Army. Okay, so the Salvation Army, the shelter is set up that you have everybody, the way you sleep, everybody's in one room. So all the families are in one room. And you see all the families while you sleep. And you have your shower time, you have your food and stuff. I will say Salvation Army food was so much better than the women's shelter. More shelter, women's shelter, yeah. Salvation Army food was way better. So, it just so happened one day, my child always links up with somebody. So it was a little girl that kind of attached herself to my daughter. And her dad was in there. And her dad had, I think, 2 sons. And she was the only girl. So I was probably looking at my suitcases. I had packed up a suitcase and I was ready to go. I didn't care where I ended up. Anything is better than just having trust in people that have let you down so many times. So